Alright guys, this will be the tutorial and review video for the shaken together card trick. And the thing I like about this trick is it's impromptu. You can do it whenever you want, no setup, and it's pretty amazing in my opinion. So, I'm going to show you performance of this trick first, and then I'm going to do the review and tutorial section of the video, right? So we're going to start out by just getting out the 2 black aces, because they'll be my helper cards for this video, or for this trick, excuse me. So we'll take the 2 black aces, set them down right there, and then set them over here for now. And you guys can pick any card you'd like. Let's say you guys choose this card. That'll be your card for now. And we will take your card. Just tell me when to stop right here. Alright, we'll take your card. Get one last look at it so you got it memorized. Alright, right there. And we will just cut the cards a couple of times and bury it in the middle. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we'll give the cards a shuffle. Bury your card in the middle of the deck. And we'll give it one more shuffle. Alright. So now the 2 aces come into play. They're going to help us out. We're going to give the cards one cut. We'll take the first ace, set it in right there. Take the second ace, and we'll get it a little bit further so the 2 aces are separated. We'll push them in, and just to show that they're completely separated, we'll just spread through the deck so the 2 aces, so you can see the 2 aces are separated completely. Alright, now we're going to just give the cards a couple of cuts. 1, 2, we'll just give the cards a cut right there, and just like that. So your card is buried somewhere in the middle, but if we just give the deck a little shake, then the 2 aces, 2 black aces, are shaken together. They're shaken together, catching one card in between them. And let's see what that card is. Your card. The 9 of diamonds. Alright, that's the trick. Now let's get into the tutorial for it. Alright. Okay. So this is what you do for the trick. To start off, you can start off with the deck, the 2 black aces on the top of the deck, the middle of the deck, it doesn't matter. You can let them shuffle up the deck first, and then just find your 2 black aces. So let's just say they just shuffle them up. Let's just say they want to stop shuffling right here. Alright. Then what the setup is, which is not really a setup at all, it's just something that you do before the trick so it makes it easier, is you give the deck a little bend like this. You bend it like that in your right hand, and you bend it not like this, not like that, but the other way like that, so it bends up towards the palm of your hand like that. Or towards your hand, like that. And then you go through and find, you want to give it a good bend, but not too bent, because you don't want it to be too noticeable. You don't want it to be completely noticeable that your deck is totally bent in half or something. And then you get out your 2 black aces and explain to them that they'll be your 2 helper cards. And make sure that for tricks you explain well, because sometimes I don't explain the tricks well, so people are confused. And the better you explain your tricks, the better the trick usually is, because the audience gets it more and they find it more amazing because they actually got the whole trick the whole way. So then what you do, you just let them pick any card. In this case, it's the King of Clubs. And the reason I can tell that it's the King of Clubs is because I'm using a camcorder, and I tilted the screen so that I can see it, because that makes it so I can see how the videos are looking and turning out. So the King of Clubs is their card. And then what you can do, what I did is just I said tell me when to stop, riffle down the edge of the deck, and let's say they said stop here. Then you take their card, the King of Clubs, set it on top of the deck, and then when you place the rest of the deck on top, then what you have is a pinky break. You set your pinky in there so you can catch a break underneath their card. And then what you do is you table cut the cards, or it's called table cutting. You take portions of the cards off the top above the break, take more portions above the break, and take a last portion above the break. You take all the cards above that break and set them on the table. So then their cards right here. and you place the rest of the cards on top, just like that. So that's what it looks like, and there's another way you could do it, but that's the easiest way, and it also looks pretty smooth. But you could just say, okay, well, we're gonna place your card in the middle, and then put it in an angle, and then it'll pop out there, and then just pull down and get a break. That was really not very well detailed, but that's just because it's pretty difficult, and I think I prefer the other way. Or you could do it this way, where you just have it pushing in like this, and you have the deck in your left hand, you push the card in the middle, but then you push down on it so it naturally creates a little break like that, and then you do what's called a double undercut, and you move cards from the bottom to the top, and cards from the bottom to the top again, making their card get on top. Alright, and the next thing you do is you want to get their card from the top to the bottom. Alright, and the way you do that is by doing an overhand false shuffle. Well, not false shuffle, but an overhand shuffle. And you peel their card off the top, and that's just with their card only. And then you say, okay, we're going to give the cards a shuffle. And then what you're doing is just moving that card to the bottom, and then you can just do a normal shuffle on top of those cards. And then it looks like you were just shuffling the card in the middle, because they don't even know that it was on top. And then what I did is what Daniel did, because I think what Daniel did was very smart and intelligent, which was to just peel off the back of the back card while you're doing, and just do another overhand false shuffle, because that's a really good way to keep it on the bottom of the deck, and it just looks like you're shuffling the deck. So keep on doing that, and this is what it looks like from the back. You just say, okay, we're going to give the deck another shuffle, and then you peel their card off the back, and you keep shuffling it like that. Alright, and that maintains their card on the bottom. So just one more time, you peel their card off with the top card, so their card's also getting peeled off the back, or the bottom, and then you just keep going like this, and then it looks like you're shuffling it up, but it's still on the bottom. And then what you do is you say, okay, we're going to give the cards a cut, one cut, and then you get a break underneath that top portion where you just cut the cards, and it's called a swing cut, but if you're not very good at that, and when you cut the cards, you want to cut about 3/4 of the cards. So you say, okay, we'll give the cards a cut. You can just cut them like this and just say, okay, and then you just need to get a break with your pinky on top of that top portion where you just cut, because their card is right above it. Their card is right there, but you can't really see it. That's their card. And then you take the first ace and you place it. They don't know the break's there. You say, we're just going to place it right in the middle, but what you're actually doing is you're placing it right underneath that break right there. And then you can let go of the break now that you have something marking it. So you just let go of it. And you say, okay, we'll take the next second ace, the second black ace, and we'll just put it further down. You want to get about 26 cards in between, or the half of the deck, but it doesn't need to be perfect. And then what you do is you push those cards in, the aces in, and then you say, alright, just so you know that they're completely separated, and then you spread through the deck to show them that they're separated, but you know that the card above theirs, or at least if you did it correctly, it should be the card above theirs, the king of clubs. There it is. And then what you do is, I just stick my index finger in right there, and while I'm saying you can see they're completely separated, I just actually am sneakily getting a break right there. And yeah, so you can say the aces are separated, and then you square up the deck on top of that break, and you don't want to let them know that you're doing that, but it's kind of hard. But yeah, that's what you do, and then you have a pinky break there now. And I know this is probably getting pretty difficult, but once you've done it, it's actually really cool. And then you just cut the cards right above that break, and then you cut in between where the two aces were. So in between the two aces, right there. And then what I was doing wrong when I performed it, that made me mess up, is because I was holding the deck too tightly. But if you hold it correctly, there should be a natural break, and you can see that, it's right there. And then there's the face down ace right there, and you just cut to that with their where the natural break is. That's why that's where the bend comes in. Why you bent the cards. So you just go like that, and then you just make sure that it's there, and you just cut the cards right by that break, set those on top, and then you set the rest of the cards right on top. Alright, and if you did it correctly, although I know it's probably pretty difficult, you can just say with a little shake of the deck, the aces have been shaken together, catching one card, and you can just pull it out like that, and you can say your card, the King of Clubs. This one will definitely take some practice, but if you do it in the show and you amaze people with it, I guarantee, if you do it correctly in the show, I guarantee that they will find it incredible, and they'll think you're like the best magician ever. So make sure you practice it a lot. I know you guys can do it, because you guys are all great at magic, and all smart, good kids. So just make sure that you practice for the show on Friday, and I'll see you guys next time.